kick back, sit in a chair, grab some popcorn, grab some cereal. Let's go back to the 80s, because what is old is what is new again. My name is Avian Savage. This is the Dark Cosmic Universe. If you found my channel, you know what I talk about. Toys, action figures, play sets, vehicles, Pokemon cards, and all that fun stuff that just makes collecting fun. 3 new figures to the collection. We're going to talk about that. But before we do, I'm always very happy to greet all my cosmic followers on here. If you are subscribed to the channel, please do that. I so appreciate that. You are part of the Dark Cosmic family here. You're like, wait a minute, that's all you got to do? That's all you got to do. Don't forget, if you can, check out the links in the description. I sell vintage and retro t-shirts. I also sell, we've got paperbacks. So if you like to read, got some new stuff on the way. So definitely keep checking back on a daily basis on the eBay store. So appreciate that. If you are subscribed, activate that bell icon so you get notified when I upload a video just like this. All right, with no further ado, here we go. 3 figures that I've had in the collection for, well, 2 of them in the collection for quite a bit. I was trying to figure out how I'd be able to roll some of these figures in, but I'm like, you know what? It just works on a perfect time. And that's the way here's how things operate here on the Dark Cosmic Universe. What did I just say? That made no sense at all. All right, like I said, it just happens when it does. Anyway, thank you guys for checking out the channel. So appreciate it. Thank you for checking out the YouTube shorts. Thank you for checking out the links in the description. That's right, we've got the TikTok channel. Occasionally, we get graced. Check out the, oh my gosh, I was so excited I got it. Check out the short. Seashell, our Dark Cosmic cat, has made an appearance. I will be posting that up shortly. So yes, for all those people who are saying to me, where's Seashell? Haven't seen her in a while. Well, guess what? She made an appearance. Apparently things are a little bit warmer here in the Dark Cosmic Universe in the old studio. I don't use a heater because if I do, that might impact some of the plastic figures that I do have with the PVC. It could be the joints, you know, could just ruin them. So I try to keep it at a decent temperature down here in the old Dark Cosmic Universe. All right, let's get to the figures here. As you can see in the background over here, these are all Super 7 figures. We got Snake Eyes over here. We've got Serpentor. We've got CoverGirl. Down here, here they are. So here is Snake Eyes. Here is Serpentor. Here is CoverGirl. Got CoverGirl off of eBay. I do remember that for a fact. Good old Serpentor. Just found him on the shelves at Target. They go for about $20. I think I got CoverGirl for about under 10 plus shipping, which I thought wasn't bad. And then over here, I found Snake Eyes last year. As you can tell on the card art, we'll take a look at that. I got them in the reduced section for 10 bucks. Probably overpaid. I'm not really sure. Not really sure what the going rate for the 5 points of articulation figures for reaction figures or Super 7. They vary in price, but they're really, really cool. And you're kind of wondering, why do I have my original over here? We've got the red shadows. Why do I have those out? Because they were 5 points of articulation and they were just really cool. And I think that was where, and if they may or may not be, where Super 7 was going with these with the 5 points. But again, it's old nostalgia and it works. So if you do have the original, I'm talking about the Red Shadows figures or Action Force, in my humble opinion, I think they go really well when it comes to adding these to the collection. All right, let's get to it. Let's take a look at some of the cover art here. The cardboard coverings here. These figures are going to fall. I know it. Yep, because they were leaning up against this. So let's try to do this as gently as possible. Let me take them down here one by one. I know it's going to happen. It's going to just fall over because that's what they do. All right, I'm going to move Destro or him. I can't, oh gosh, I'm trying to remember what he was. Oh, Red Jackal, that's right. We're going to take that. I got to move the red laser over here. You get to learn some of the names here, so if you do not know. And then we've got the Red Shadows guard over here. He's not gonna stay long. I'm trying to get these out. You know, you ever seen the magicians trying to remove the cloth that covers a kitchen table? You know what I'm talking about? And they do that really quick, and they've got delicate china on there, and they do it in one swoop. Well, yours truly cannot do it in one swoop, because I am not a magician. I am only a cosmic entertainer here on the Tubosphere. All right, let's take a look at the artwork here. So here we go. So again, here is the artwork from the Super 7 G.I. Joe Snake Eyes figure. Really cool. When the figures came out that Super 7 was doing, and they were going to do them in a 5-point point of articulation, I really wasn't really sure about it. I saw it and I'm like, I don't know about that. I don't know, they look kind of funny, and I just didn't, you know, didn't have the good vibe. Gonna get it for $10. Probably overpaid on this one, but when I saw it, I had to pick it up. Again, I think this was kind of like the blue suit that he had in the comic book. I don't remember the accessory. I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, looks like Major Blood. Anyway, so when they first came out and I saw that, I'm like going, what are you doing, Super 7? This is not gonna you know, fly with my collection here. And then I started collecting the Red Shadows Action Force figures, and then I said, oh my gosh, they totally go together. So here we go. So again, on the background, we've got, now most of these figures are 5 points of articulation. We were going to go over what they're about. In the background, which I thought was really cool, again, based off of the comic book, I'm sorry, not the comic book, but the animated series for G.I. Joe. That's what they based the artwork off, which is really cool. So if you want to learn about Snake Eyes, pause the video at any time. I'm pretty excited to have this in the collection. Again, he doesn't have his Uzi. I don't know this. I don't know what kind of weapon that is or his accessory, but it's okay. We'll talk about that in a minute. But I just want to go over the cover, the card art here. So let's take a look. Now this is the Serpentor figure. Got it for, like, again, it was $20. These are at Target, so you might be able to find this. I did not have a Serpentor figure. I'm not sure if this is based off of the cartoon. We'll find out in a second, or if this is just their take on it. So here we go. We got some of the characters over here. I'm thinking these are the O-ring figures, and I'll talk about the O-ring figures as opposed to 5 points of articulation. Now, this one over here, I remember from the cartoon. This I remember, the Fatal Fluffy, and I definitely have to get these two. I think I want an army build on these. That would be kind of cool if I can find it. There's Duke, and I'm pretty sure that most of these here are the O-ring. And again, we'll talk about O-ring in a minute. But if you want to know a little bit more about Serpentor, check it out. Pause the video when you need to. And I'm not going to read it. I'll let you guys do it at your own time. So again, if you are in Target, you can pause the video actually over here, and you can scan that UPC seal, or the code on there, and you could possibly see if these are in stock. All right, gonna move everything back over here. Sorry to Destro, or better known as the Red Jackal, because yours truly had to get that. If you're curious about any of the figures that I did or I do have on here, I've done some videos, some previous ones, so go hunt them down and check it out. And again, I have them in my collection, so you know it's got to be something worthwhile to have if you're a collector. All right, here's the last one. CoverGirl didn't have the original O-ring. Well, again, we'll talk about that. And I know a lot of people are like, why do you keep saying about O-ring and 5 points of articulation? Well, it's what it is. You'll get to see it. All right, so on the back here, and I'm pretty sure that this is the 5 points of articulation figures that they have. I've got a couple of these, not all of them. I've been collecting. This I did a review on. I don't have Major Blood yet. I should probably pick them up. Which one? So we have CoverGirl. Don't have any of the Bat Troopers. I do have a couple of these. Or I have one, actually. Can't remember which one. But yeah, so that's some of the artwork, and it's very cool because it's very reminiscent of that 80s flashy, you got the character in the front and then the flash in the background. All right, here's CoverGirl. Yes, this is from the animated G.I. Joe series. So again, pause the video when you need to. And I like it that they did their background information, the command files. It's kind of cool that they kept that as part of their look. All right, so we'll put it on here. Put it up there. All right, so let's check it out. Here we go. So let's take a look at Snake Eyes. Very cool. He comes with 2 accessories. One of them I don't even remember. Maybe it was in the cartoon, but again, more based on, and when I saw this figure, I was like, I don't know about that. But like when I wound up getting my Action Force Red Shadows figures, it fit. It totally fit. Totally goes. It has that very retro vibe for it. Again, your Kenner-esque kind of characters. And we'll talk about the 5 points of articulation. I just want to show and what he looks like with the sculpting here. And I know we're getting more in the background here, but again, I think Super 7 did a really decent job with this. Not really sure about the weapon, but that might have been his accessory, how he did it. All right, so if you are not familiar with 5 points of articulation, it is just the points, that move. So the head will swivel side to side, or you can put it side to side. Arms, they rotate all the way. Should be like a 360 degrees all the way around, which I don't do that. I like my figures too much. And again, if you want to see a video and how, the pressure points of these things and how well they, they possibly go, I'm like, you can watch another video. This, I just display the figures so you guys get to see how they look together. And again, I try to take care of my figures as much as I can. And I know most of the people who do that, they're like, I get it. All right, so arms. So we're talking about the different points of articulation. So how the figure actually moves. So we've got 1, 2, 3, the legs 4, 5. So that's basically what your 5 points of articulation figure. So here is Snake Eyes. Again, I'm really glad that I wound up getting him in the collection. You can definitely tell it's Snake Eyes. He's got the goggles over here. He's got his covering for his head, and he's got those little breathing things on the side here. I always thought Snake Eyes was really cool. Snake Eyes did not talk, but he likes to knock over all the bad guys, as you can tell. But he did do sign language, so Scarlet and him used to talk back and forth. I love that. That was so cool. All right, let's talk about, here's the next one. So here is the latest and greatest from Super 7. It is their take of Serpentor. I did not have Serpentor as a collector. Should have, but I'm looking, and it's like, again, I was pretty amazed looking at this figure. I didn't know if I was going to like it or not like it, but I'm definitely going to have to get his flying chariot or one to go with it, because it looks really, really cool. And let's get a close-up. There we go. Again, I think Super 7 did a really good job with this, because, it's really tough to recreate that look. But they do have an O-ring, so it's an actual rubber ring that connects the chest piece to the bottom piece here. And there's a little hook, and there's like a circle there. It's like a little rubber band. And the newer ones, they said that, they're really, really built tough, I'm going to say. But that's not, like I said, eventually it's a rubber ring, and eventually it will go, and they'll need to be replaced. But for most of the points on this figure, the joints are pretty tight. So it's got swivel grip. So let's get a close-up over here. So over in here, this is your swivel grip. You got your rivets over here that connect the plastic. I was not a real rivet kind of person because they break, and again, but for this, I'm not going to do a lot with it. I'm going to keep it as close as possible and not, beat it up or, take it out and do any rough play with it. But I guess you could if you wanted to. I do like the detailing on this. Very, very cool. It's got the scale skin. I love the metallic. I know the original was not metallic, but he's got his cape. And Serpentor was a really cool character. And I remember having him. I kept going, I want him. And I noticed on his arms over here, if you can see it, we've got, yes, it is a snake fang, which I thought was a really nice touch. Whether the original had this or not, I don't remember. I do remember him having a sword. I thought he had a staff, but I might be wrong. Leave it in the comments. Again, I didn't have this as the original G.I. Joe one. They did do a release of it. They tried to modernize it. It's just something that didn't appeal to me. This one I think is pretty cool. Again, it's got the look and feel of the original G.I. Joe. So if you missed out on Serpentor, or you had them, or you don't want to shell out the money for an original one, because they are going for a lot of money, because it's been a while, since it's been released. This is a good fill-in for your collection. All right, here is CoverGirl, and I showed you the background of the cardboard of it, or the cardboard backer on it. What a cool figure. Again, I think she operated the vehicle Wolverine. I'm not sure, not the character Wolverine. No, the vehicle. So the G.I. Joe vehicle. Again, the sculpting I think is really, really cool. Looks very similar to her when she was in the animated cartoon. That's what I was trying to think of the word. But, again, they did a really good job. Comes with a cool accessory. And even with the painting on this, the applications I think are really, really good. Looks really cool. And again, love the colors on it. That was CoverGirl. She had the green and she had the brown. And it just, it worked for her. And I didn't have her as a character. But again, now that I'm collecting for the 5 points of articulation figures, it definitely fits really well with the Palatoy. That was Palatoy. I got to think what it was. So the Palatoy figures, Palatoy. So your characters over here. This is the Red Shadows. The original guys before Cobra came around, we had Red Shadows. Check out the stories online. Definitely really cool. Over here, this is from Skeletron. I like these little Skeletron drones because that's part of the whole Red Shadows thing. Red Laser. Again, another one of the characters. This was a Super 7 version. But again, looks really cool. The Super 7 Red Laser with the Palatoy version of the Guard, which is really cool. And then over here, we've got the Super 7 figures. Looks really cool. The Baroness looks really cool. Cobra Commander, we've got Destro, but this is when he was Red Jackal because he's got the Red Shadows symbol. And you guys know I like Red Shadows because I did, like last summer, I just did like a huge, it was like collection. And anytime I can fill it in, pretty cool. Now, updated news, speaking of the Red Shadows. So I think it was, I'm not sure if it was Lady J Toys or if it was Black Major. I think it was Lady J Toys, that they are going to be making some more OG characters, original, that are like the guards over here. And so I'm going to try to army build. It won't be until the fall that they're going to be coming out. So I'll have a little time to buy some more cases. So, and again, anytime you can army build, it's a really cool thing. All right, before we go, and I will show you this real quick. So I have this on card. I want to find this at Goodwill. It's here's my Hasbro Snake Eyes figures. I like Snake Eyes. This was, what was it, the Paris? Yeah, Paris Pursuit. So again, a really cool figure. And does he have all his accessories? I'm looking to see if he's got one in particular. But yeah, I still have it on card. I was gonna resell it, but like the more I decided to see the figure, the more I'm like, you know what? I think it's pretty cool. And again, this was not in the movie. It was based off of, I think this was like the In-Between series. But I liked when Snake Eyes had this really cool long coat. And I was originally just going to buy it for the coat. And then there's Timber. That's the wolf over there. But again, I wanted it. Speaking, I'm going to have to do a card show eventually, as I do my card collecting. I was able to acquire some, speaking of Red Shadows, this is the Skeletron ones. So I got these cards. I have no idea what's in there. I did pick up, I gotta remember, Monster Force. So I got some of the Monster Force figures. Monster Force cards. Gonna have to do an opening of that, but this is really cool. So glad I picked that one up. I'm not like a card collector, not by nature, but now that it's got this cool stuff, and as I get older, yeah, it's pretty cool. All right, so we're going to do a blacklight test. So if you're not familiar with that, here's my blacklight flashlight, or it's a blacklight. We're going to see if any of the plastic over here is affected, has any blacklight reactivity. All right, we're going to go into blacklight mode. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Things are going to get a little dark, a little bit scary. Lights on. Let's check it out. So again, if you are new to my channel, this is what I do. Sometimes I check out to see if there's any blacklight reactivity on the figures. You can see that the injected mold, the plastic, the PVC, if it has any polyvinyl chloride, if the figures have any blacklight reactivity. Yes, they do. Check it out. So here are the Super 7 figures. Not so much with Snake Eyes, but Serpentor, yeah, he does. That's pretty cool. It's coming up yellow on mine. It's like a mustard yellow, and the green is popping out too. So if you guys can see that. And then over, oh, of course, CoverGirl, the colors that they use, her hair is definitely reacting to a black light, which is really cool. And like I said, if you do have any figures in your collection back here, we got the red laser that is popping. And of course, we've got the red jackal, that's popping as well, the colors. It's kind of a cool way to just kind of see. It gives a new dimension, in my humble opinion, of your characters that you have. I don't believe the black light does anything to the plastic or fading, but I would not, again, I don't know 100%. But again, just to kind of give your collection a little bit of a different look, you might want to do something with dioramas. You might want to take pictures of it. You might want to post it on your socials. And it's like, ooh, they kind of, it's like for me, I always look for blacklight stuff. And hopefully I've inspired some other people to purchase, like, you know, some black lights and just like check out their figures and, you know, put it on there, see if there's any blacklight reactivity. All right, that's it. That is the end of the video. Again, thank you guys so much. So appreciate everything that you do. This always helps the channel as well. Don't forget, please leave some comments. That always helps the channel. We are growing over 1,300 here in 13,000. Maybe one day we might get 13K. That would be kind of cool. I'd be excited about that. But we grow the channel slowly, like my collections, your collections, one figure at a time, a couple figures at a time. Start building your universes, and that's how you do it. Again, slowly but surely. Or you find, if you're lucky and you got the cash, build up and you buy a whole bunch and you got a brand new universe that you've got in your collection. My name is Avian Savage. This is the Dark Cosmic Universe. Saying hello to all my Dark Cosmic family. If you are subscribed to the channel, you are part of the Dark Cosmic Universe. You can be a Cosmic Cosmonaut, a Cosmic Comrade, an insane toy collector, a Dark Cosmic Pokemon collector as well. We've got the Cosmic collectors as well. That's part of the thing. What do I say? You say it loud and proud, of course, here in the Dark Cosmic Universe. From one side of the galaxy to the other, and somewhere in between, there is the Dark Cosmic Universe. And I know half of you, or 3/4, or almost 90% of you, know what that phrase is. That's my little catchphrase. I love it. Hope you guys enjoyed the videos. Check out the previous videos. Again, share them on your socials. Share them with your friends. You know you're sharing them at work going, look what I found. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. I have to get these figures. And what else do I say to everyone? Stay cosmically insane, my friends. Keep collecting those action figures. Keep collecting all those collectibles. We'll see you back here on the YouTubosphere. And thanks again for watching. So appreciate it. Thank you guys again. And we will see you soon for another cosmically insane video.